cards are drawn, the lights are on. It's time to settle this. Our team versus your team. The new Chinstrap. Boswell Media Sports is about to put you in the middle of the action.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boswell Media Sports and Cruisin' 98 present Leake Academy Rebel Football. Now here's the voice of the 2020 state champion Rebels, Philip Palmertree.
It's a playoff edition of Leake Academy football on Friday, November 5th, as the Rebels officially begin their quest to claim a second consecutive MAIS 5A state championship. Last Friday, the Rebels, ranked number 1 in MAIS 5A, enjoyed a bye week in the first round of the playoffs. 2 weeks ago tonight, LA wrapped up a 9-1 regular season and clinched back-to-back District 2 titles with a dominant 37-14 win at Lamar School. Junior quarterback Rhett Atkinson ran for a touchdown and threw for a pair of long aerial TDs to senior wideout Levi Brown to stake the red and blue to a 27-7 halftime advantage as Leake completed a perfect 5-0 record in district play. But beginning tonight, everything is on the line. Survive and you advance to the semifinals. Lose and you're done for the year. Rebels have locked up the number 1 seed in 5A, and tonight they host the 9-seed Pillow Academy Mustangs. Pillow is 6-5 on the year, but they're playing with a lot of confidence after last Friday night's come-from-behind 34-30 win at Central Hines. Junior quarterback Drew Lamb connected with Hayes Bennett on a 35-yard pass play in the final minute to lift Pillow to the win and give them an opportunity to come to Madden to face top-seeded Leake. Hi, everyone. I'm Philip Palmertree, and this is the T&K Farms Woodmiser pregame show. Thank you for listening. Billy Steen is our studio engineer, and tonight's Leake Academy football game is an audio-only broadcast coming to you courtesy of the QC Supply audio stream. You can find us on Cruisin' 98.3 FM on your radio, the Cruisin' 98 mobile app, and streaming live at cruisin98news.com. Just click on the Listen Live tab for Cruisin' 98. Tonight's broadcast is powered by Central Electric Power Association. There's a whole lot in store for you before kickoff. We've got the Junction starting lineups. We'll size up the Pillow Mustangs. But first, we get to visit with Rebel head coach Brian Pickens. All that and more is straight ahead as the T&K Farms Woodmiser pregame show continues from Boswell Media Sports.
You bought lumber and you're ready to start digging post holes for that new fence, but not so fast. Do you know where your underground utilities are located? Central Electric Power Association urges you to call 811 for a free marking of underground electric lines and other utilities. Making the call before you dig can prevent a serious or fatal injury, plus it's the law in Mississippi. And please work safely around power lines. Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Time to take your shot. With the increase in COVID-19 cases due to the Delta variant, it is now more important than ever to get vaccinated. The faster we do, the sooner we can end the pandemic and return to a more normal way of life. To schedule your vaccination appointment, call Baptist Primary Care Clinic 601-267-1470 and select option 5 to make your appointment today. Baptist Leake, making your health care our number 1 priority.
Wendy's only makes one kind of breakfast, your new favorite one. How do we do it? With fresh cracked eggs, oven-baked bacon, and flaky croissants. You know, the things your old breakfast wasn't doing. So toss that old news and its soggy eggs somewhere useful. And get to Wendy's, where the sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant, and honey butter chicken biscuit are just 2 for $4. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $4.
Limited time only. Single item at regular price. Price and participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's.
South Group Cox Agency has the best lines of coverage for your home, business, and auto, also leading the way in protecting the very essence of who you are. This time of year, identity theft is on the rise. More than 8 million households will be hit in some way this season. South Group Cox Agency prevents hackers from destroying your life with credit monitoring and data protection, even expense reimbursement to cover costs incurred while reclaiming your identity. Get peace of mind now with South Group Cox Agency, Main Street, Carthage.
Welcome to the T&K Farms Woodmiser pregame show as we get you ready for kickoff at the top of the hour between your Leake Academy Rebels and Pillow Academy. It's playoff time in Madden as the Rebels face quarterfinal action in the MAIS 5A playoffs, trying to claim that second consecutive state championship. We have on the line with us the head coach of the Rebels, Brian Pickens. Coach, thanks for being with us pregame.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Coach, we'll try to stretch our memories back 2 weeks. It's a little bit of a challenge sometimes. We're used to thinking back 1 week. Now we got to think 2 weeks back. But let's dial it all the way back to 2 weeks ago. The Rebels ended the regular season with a really big victory, a 37-14 win at Lamar. That win clinched back-to-back District 2 titles for the Rebels, wrapped up a 9-1 regular season, and a game that where we took a punch in the nose early, but then we got a couple of big passing plays and got control of the game, and I thought we played really well.
I thought our offense probably executed as good as we could ask. I want to say last Friday night, but you know what I'm saying, 2 weeks ago Friday night. We came into a game and we knew that for Lamar it was a big game for Lamar. This was a game for them as far as playoffs go, and they were having their senior night and everything that night. So we knew it was going to be a big game. I guess you say one of those games they're going to be very motivated. And and our guys had just come off a big win at Heritage, and as far as a coach goes, you're real proud to see that. It's hard. I always quote Jackie Sherrill. It's hard to get up 2 weeks in a row, and that so you have to play, you have to execute. You can't allow your, they say the adrenaline and all that to lead you an entire season. And our kids do a great job of that. So we felt like going in that we had to, we had to take on the initial wave, and that's exactly what we did. You're right. They came out, they were excited, they scored first, got us down 7-0, and then we responded right back. And you said something about our offense. I was really excited to see our offense because this is the time of year you want to be peaking, and it felt like last Friday night, we was just clicking on both on all facets of our offense, but. I did have a lot of people say, wow, you came out, you threw it. But, that's something that we work on all the time. We execute in practice. We've just been very, very blessed to have an excellent offensive line, great running backs, a good running quarterback. And, a lot of times we get out there and in the first three series, we've sometimes been up 21-0. So, you just kind of finish the game on out. But we felt like Lamar was going to come out. We knew they would try to load the box to stop us from running. Now, I've got to say this with a little bit of pride and ego that, I thought our kids did a great job of running the ball efficiently against Lamar. I don't have the stats here in front of me, but I know we went well over 100 yards rushing the football. But when they did that, it opened up the pass game so well. And, that's something we really try to do. We try to, set the pass up with the run. We want to run that football. We have the manpower to do that. And but a lot of people forget that we have the ability to strike deep down the field. And, we've got several weapons that sometimes have maybe not been discussed enough as they should be, but you got, Levi Brown out there who, as I always say, can take the top off of a defense. He can get behind their safeties before they know it. You got Riley Myers who can get over the top and also is a big rugged kid that can, catch those hard catches, in the middle. And then you've got a huge target in Aiden Watkins that sit out there. And then you got some, we got some young receivers that are doing a really good job. Charlie Brantley and Camden Marble, and then we've got Gavin that our big H back. He's made some big plays down the field. So we felt like so it was fun. It was fun to see that ball travel through the air, and like I said, I think it shocked people, but it really wasn't that big of a shock because what we had worked for all year is to run the football and make you stop the run. Well, they gathered up all in there and just let them know that field wide open for us. So I thought, like I said, and Rhett's got a strong arm. People don't realize that. He's a good runner and everything, but he's got a strong arm. So it was I'm somebody a lot of people will kind of give me the I love to run it, and I do like watching the big lineman block, but I do enjoy seeing that ball traveling there about 50 yards and then the receiver running for another 30. That's fun to me too. But anyway, yeah, I thought offensively we did really well. Defensively, look, Lamar's always had a quick strike offense, and what you saw the first play is what we've seen for years. And I thought after that, our defense did an extraordinary job of shutting them down and halting their progress. And so like I said, it was a huge win for us. Like you said, it let us claim our second year road district title. It let us be the number one seed in the playoffs, meaning we get home field advantage as long as we keep winning. So it was a huge game for our kids, and that's kind of like what you like to see as a coach is coming off a big win against Heritage, and then really you're going into a game that is probably the most important game of the whole season, and they came out with flying colors.
And Coach, defensively, I thought Lamar's first half passing attack really went after Jackson Freeney over there at corner, and he and Riley Myers at safety, I thought just continually answered the challenge, made a lot of good open field tackles, defended the pass really well all night against the Raiders.
Those two are good. Now, I'll be honest with you. Jackson and Jackson Riley are two excellent DBs, and on those side you got Jake and you got Jake Brown and Bryce Watkins. We knew those guys would always do a good job, and I think against Heritage they really proved it, and then against Lamar, look, when you throw that ball up, people are going to make some plays, so you can't really, and I thought that's what our DBs do a good job of. People do throw the ball up, they make some plays, but those four guys really never get fazed by it. And it sounds kind of, well, they should be. No, they have to have thick skin. They're going to give up a big play, but then they're going to come back and make four other plays for us, so that, they've got a great mentality there back there.
Well, coming up, Coach and I are going to talk a little bit about the MAIS 5A playoff bracket, and, of course, we'll preview tonight's matchup against Pillow. All that and more coming up as the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame show continues.
Kenny and James Grill, where friends meet to eat, have an adult beverage, and have fun.
Enjoy their daily lunch special Tuesday through Saturday. Friday night, get ready to watch the best local football in town via live stream while you enjoy your favorite dinner with your favorite friends. And Saturday night, do it all over again with live entertainment for some serious excitement.
Kenny James Grill is the happening place to go, weekdays or weeknights.
Check them out.
KennyJamesGrill.com. Kenny James Grill, where friends meet to eat. Court Square, Carthage.
If you want to get the best in sportswear and gear, check out In Sports. In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia, offers screen printing with personalized jerseys, T-shirts, and fanwear to support your favorite team. In Sports also has customizable vinyl gear for spring sports like baseball and softball, as well as plaques and trophies. Looking for sports equipment? In Sports has that too. In Sports believes in giving the best possible customer service with in-town deliveries. Get ready for this sports season with In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia.
Sometimes life gets a little rough, and when it does, performance therapy is focused on highly individualized care. Owner Dan Young says no two people respond the same way to any form of treatment or intervention. No injury is the same, and no single treatment works across the board. Their therapists help people regain their physical function and mobility. Whether you're recovering from a sports injury, stroke, orthopedic surgery, or you're suffering from chronic neck or back pain, they can help. Performance therapy. Philadelphia, Carthage, Canton, Brandon, Gluckstadt, McGee, Florence, Raymond, Pelahatchie, and Wiggins.
T&K Farms Wood-Mizer is Mississippi's Wood-Mizer sawmill equipment dealership. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer sells the complete Wood-Mizer equipment line, from small personal sawmills to the industrial equipment lineup. T&K Farms stocks parts and has experienced factory-trained service technicians with both in-shop and mobile service available. See T&K Farms Wood-Mizer to start your sawmill business today. Credit cards are accepted for all services. Like them on Facebook. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer, just off Highway 25 at 1128 Liberty Road, Louisville, 662-803-4332.
Welcome back to the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame show. Leake Academy and the Pillow Mustangs are meeting in the quarterfinals of the MAIS 5A playoffs. Rebels have enjoyed a week off with that number one seed, and Coach Brian Pickens is still with us. Coach, before we kind of bore into tonight's matchup, maybe let's make a couple of comments about the bracket overall. I certainly there's no reason not to like being the number one seed, is there?
No, that's what that's your goal. As you know, I always say, when you go into a season, you have these set of goals that I just think are just standard. And that's number one, win that first game of the season. Number two, have a winning season, get yourself playoff qualified. Number three, win that district. And then number four is, get yourself the number one seed, because like I said, you get to host throughout the playoffs. And, I know a lot of people, they get into where people rank. Now, in high school football, I don't get into that so much because a lot of guys come out of some very tough conferences, and they're just as tough as somebody down in that conference, so, but yeah, you want to be that number one seed. It just seems like traditionally you have the better draws.
And in our bracket, of course, if we're facing Pillow, that we'll talk about in just a little bit, they are a 9 seed, defeated 8 seed Central Hinds last week while the Rebels were off. On the other side of our bracket, Bio defeated Cathedral handily last week, and so you've got a 4 seed versus 5 seed matchup there, Bio and Capaya. And so the Rebels take care of business tonight. You're going to get the winner of that game. And as I think we've said before, nobody's got an easy trip through the playoffs, do they?
Oh, no. The playoffs, it brings out the best in everybody. Like I said, everybody's worked extremely hard to get to this point. When you look at some of those seedings, that there can be reasons in the seed. Somebody can suffer some injuries at a key time of their season and lose some games that they might not have lost if everybody had been healthy. Now you get playoffs, people can be healthy, so it's a tough road. And there's, like I said, there's a lot of stress and pressure, and trust me, those players feel it. The closer you get, sometimes the more intense it gets. And but that's what's fun about having this group. This group has played in some huge games over their careers, and so they know how to handle the stress and the tension.
Well, one thing we know about, of course, tonight's matchup, and if we make it to next week's semifinal matchup, we'll see teams that we've not seen in the regular year. But looking at the other side of the bracket, the 2-3 side of the bracket, well, it looks pretty much like our regular season schedule. I see Starkville over there at 7, Simpson over there at 6, Heritage at 2, and then a really talented South Division Oak Forest team at 3. So that's going to be a real scrap over on that side of the bracket, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Last year that's kind of the way our bracket was. Everybody we had played, that was in our district was in our side of the bracket, so we basically had to go through everybody twice. It's, you can't help but say this. It is nice playing teams that you hadn't played. It's kind of a fresh new start for everything. So, but that's going to be some wars down there. Yeah,
definitely, and certainly. Any of those teams that I mentioned, Starkville, Simpson, Heritage, that the Rebels took on and defeated, I know they'd love another shot at us, but that won't happen until state championship games. So they'll have to all fight it out among themselves, but that's going to be a really tough bracket to come out of.
Oh, it is. I mean, you're exactly correct. That's like I said, that's a lot of good. That's a lot of good football teams down there.
And of course, November 19 is the date set for the 5A state championship. That's going to be a 3:00 in the afternoon game at Jackson Academy. But a lot of business left for the Rebels to do before we can talk about that and think about that. And when we come back from this final break, Coach and I will talk about the task immediately at hand with everything on the line tonight as the Rebels take on Pillow. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the T&K Farms Woodmiser pregame shows.
Westside Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is Westside Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. Westside Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Achoo! Achoo! Bless you, Mama. Thank you. Mama, you know that yummy medicine Moore's Pharmacy made for me? I bet they can make you some too.
Well, let me just give them a call.
Morse Pharmacy is your specialty pharmacy for compounding and compliance packaging. This makes it easier if you take several prescriptions. And be sure to download their RX Local app. This will make your wait time even shorter, if you can believe that. Morse Pharmacy, your only local independent pharmacy in Carthage, Walnut Grove, Sebastopol, and Lena.
T&K Farms Wood-Mizer is Mississippi's Wood-Mizer sawmill equipment dealership. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer sells the complete Wood-Mizer equipment line from small personal sawmills to the industrial equipment lineup. T&K Farms stocks parts and has experienced factory-trained service technicians with both in-shop and mobile service available. See T&K Farms Wood-Mizer to start your sawmill business today. Credit cards are accepted for all services. Like them on Facebook. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer, just off Highway 25 at 1128 Liberty Road, Louisville, 662-803-4332.
Piggly Wiggly in Carthage is cheering on their Leake Rebels. When you don't have time to prepare food, they do. Give them a call and let the bakery and deli fix you up with delicious tailgate trays so you can hit the road with lots of goodies. Piggly Wiggly appreciates their hometown and wishes all players and cheerleaders a safe and successful season. If you can't make the game, Piggly Wiggly in Carthage. Go Rebels, go!
Welcome back for the final segment of tonight's T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame show. Leake and Pillow will kick off at 7 o'clock, and it's playoff time. Rebels have had a week off. They're the number 1 seed in MAIS 5A, taking on the 9 seed Mustangs. Come over from Greenwood. Coach, let's talk about that club. Pillow's a school that has played for a long time in the upper levels as far as classifications go. And so they played a lot of big-time football, and I think they're a team that's played a big-time schedule. They come in at 6-5, but that may not that's no mediocre football team we're going to see tonight, is it?
Oh, no. Like I said, they've got a lot of talent on that football team. They've got they've got some really excellent skill kids, receiver, running backs, DBs, linebackers, things like that. Really good group of athletes, and their line, they got a good sized line. Their D line is really talented. They play more of a 3-man front, but Pilla's been traditionally a football powerhouse. They've got a lot of pride in football in their program up there. You're exactly right. Pilla for years played in what was known as the old 4A, and really had a lot of success in that league. And so like I said, they've got a lot of tradition, and those kids realize that. You walk on their campus, and you see that football tradition is still something that they take a lot of pride in. So, we're going to have a battle with them tonight. We got to watch them last week, and they're a group that they don't they're not going to lay down. They're not going to quit. They're going to just continue playing really hard. And last week they scored with under a minute left to go, being down by two scores, and were able to come back and then take the lead there at the very end and win the football game. So that's going to give a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence coming into into our stadium tonight.
Well, with everything on the line and second straight MAIS state championship just down the road, what's the big message to the team tonight after they've had a week off and we've kind of crossed this big mile marker now?
Well, we've got to go out and execute. You can't treat these games any differently than you treated week one. And I tell them that all the time. 2 weeks ago we had to go into Lamar, and that was a huge game for us. As I told them, I said, guys, this is, basically playoff football has started, tonight, or I started that week. Because, I don't really say much to them that night because it's kind of always say it's too late. You got to talk to them during the week. And, we had a normal practice week. We do what we do during practice, and they have to prepare the way they do each and every week. There's no, as I always say, there's no magic formula. There's nothing magical I can put in the water coolers. It's just, you have to go out there, you have to compete and execute and, play with that intensity that got you to this point.
Coach, before we wrap this up, I know you've got a special message that you want to get across to the Leake Academy family, to the communities that support the school as well. So I'm going to set you up for that and get that message across to some folks who've really helped the school out?
Oh yeah, well, we have our yearly fall carnival, and as Melvin used to always say, okay, now you're going to change hats, and so I guess you could say I'm changing hats as head of school right now. We had our carnival week last week, which is a super event. I mean, if for people out there that have never seen it, probably people listening to me have all seen it, been a part of it, but it's just a super event. The kids and the faculty and the staff and we all love that week. It is a very fun week. I can't say it any differently. It's the unique thing that only Leake Academy does, and I think only Leake Academy can do. But it's a super week, but it takes a lot of volunteers, a lot of preparation, a lot of hard work, and it's just part of our big fundraiser that we do. And so as a head of school and as the head football coach, I want to personally just thank each and every person that had anything to do with that. And when I say each and every person, that's every parent, because every parent gets involved in some shape, form, or fashion. Whether you were up there volunteering or just sending your bag of chips or just giving that money for your child to go eat. The students do a lot of work during that week. They go sell their tickets and everything, and then like I said, our community as a whole. Like I said, the parents are are volunteers a lot of times, but we have a lot of grandparents in there that volunteer. Sometimes just friends of the family who come volunteer, but the community as a whole, and Leake's community is a very large community, and but as a community as a whole, everybody comes together. And when you say family, that's really that's the best way to express what happens in that fall carnival. But this year was a huge success. We raised over $250,000, and so that's more than we've raised, and maybe more than we've ever raised. But like I said, that's on a lot of hard work. But it really benefits our school so much to raise that type of money in just a matter of 1 month is a huge accomplishment, and it helps us do a lot of things for our students. Whether it be facilities or academics or curriculum or whatever. It really benefits our kids. So I want to sincerely just thank everybody involved, and and just tell them, job well done.
Well, that's a great note to end on, and it's encouraging to be reminded of all the stakeholders in the success of Leake Academy as a school, and also to get a tangible expression of the kind of love and interest and appreciation that there is for what you and the staff do over there in Madden. So I know the feeling's mutual.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right, Coach Brian Pickens has joined us here on the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame show. Coach, good luck to you and the Rebels tonight against Pillow Academy.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, well, we'll take one more break. When we come back, we'll get you the preview of tonight's game. Kickoff is coming up at 7 between the Rebels and the Pillow Academy Mustangs. All that coming up on Boswell Media Sports.
You bought lumber and you're ready to start digging post holes for that new fence, but not so fast. Do you know where your underground utilities are located? Central Electric Power Association urges you to call 811 for a free marking of underground electric lines and other utilities. Making the call before you dig can prevent a serious or fatal injury, plus it's the law in Mississippi. And please work safely around power lines. Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Wendy's only makes one kind of breakfast, your new favorite one. How do we do it? With fresh cracked eggs, oven-baked bacon, and flaky croissants. The things your old breakfast wasn't doing. So toss that old news and its soggy eggs somewhere useful. And get to Wendy's, where the sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant, and honey butter chicken biscuit are just 2 for $4. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $4.
Limited time only. Single item at regular price. Price and participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's.
South Group Cox Agency has the best lines of coverage for your home, business, and auto, also leading the way in protecting the very essence of who you are. This time of year, identity theft is on the rise. More than 8 million households will be hit in some way this season. South Group Cox Agency Agency prevents hackers from destroying your life with credit monitoring and data protection, even expense reimbursement to cover costs incurred while reclaiming your identity. Get peace of mind now with South Group Cox Agency, Main Street, Carthage.
Dr. Brooke Bobo and his professional team at Carthage Veterinary Clinic appreciate their patients. They treat all animals, large and small, and handle them with top care. Not only do they provide for your sick animals, they groom and board as well. Open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. Wednesdays and Saturdays, 7:30 till noon. Like them on Facebook. Carthage Veterinary Clinic, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome to Thagard Field on the campus of Leake Academy as we've got quarterfinal action in the 5A MAIS state playoffs. Leake Academy and Pillow coming up. Philip Palmertree here. Glad to be with you. Two serious subjects I want to bring up before we go any further in the broadcast. Here's the first one. Tonight's broadcast is audio only, but you can access the audio at the Boswell Media YouTube channel. You can get the link at kicks96news.com as usual, but you're going to see just a static image. You won't see a camera view of tonight's game, and I want to offer just a quick explanation of why that's the case. What it comes down to is the MAIS really does not want you to see this game, and why? The reason I say that is they slap an exorbitant fee on media outlets such as Boswell Media Sports for showing you playoff action, and it would cost to do this week, and if we get to the semifinals next week, up it well into four figures for that to happen. The management at Boswell Media decided it's just not fair to our sponsors to go and try to hit them up for extra money after they've already given so much this year. So we apologize for that. We wish it was not the case, but audio, and we've got high-quality audio on the QC Supply audio stream. Here's the second subject I want to bring up, and this also very serious subject. There have been, as the season has gone on, a lot of posts that appear on social media, Facebook page as comments, and on Twitter as replies and comments, advertising live stream video for Leake Academy games and other games. But here's the truth. Those are scams. They are phishing scams. In some cases, they want you to pay to do this, and so they're going to get your credit card number if you do it, or sometimes they're just looking for you to set up an account and hope that you'll use a password and a user ID that you might use with another account, and they might see what they can get on you from that. Bottom line is, if it's not from Boswell Media Sports, don't trust it. And again, sorry we live in that world. There are some impious wretches out there who will try to take advantage of Leake Academy fans. So do understand, unless it comes from Boswell Media Sports, you don't want it when it comes to Leake Academy football and basketball. All right, with the serious stuff brought in, let's bring in our color commentator tonight. It was so great to have Gilbert with us 2 weeks ago at Lamar. Gilbert's at home. Prayers for him and for Sheila this week, and he's not able to be here tonight. But we brought in, once again, Ben Milam from Hattiesburg. Ben worked the Simpson game and the Heritage game with me, and this is Ben's first trip to Thagard Field. Ben, welcome to the 488, my friend.
Glad to be here, Philip. Nowhere else I'd rather be.
All right, so we don't have to educate Ben anymore in the ways of Rebel football. He's well indoctrinated and initiated into all of it. And, Ben, what else can you say? But it's playoffs, and all the chips are on the table now.
That's right. You can throw everything out the window just about. There's a chill in the air, and it's time for some high school football in Mississippi. I've said it before, there's nowhere else I'd rather be, and you can say the same for everybody in the stands tonight. They're going to be treated to a show.
Yeah, the visitors from Greenwood, Pillow Academy, have been one of the larger schools in Mississippi for the last 50 years, but they're in 5A now, as some of the Jackson schools and Hattiesburg schools have sort of grown up a little more, and now they're in 6A. But Pillow's got an outstanding tradition, and they know about big-time late-season football.
Yeah, they sure do, and they're going to give you a lot of different looks that maybe you haven't seen. We'll talk about the two-quarterback look. And the keys for on the Rebel side of things remain the same, though. Play physical football, run it well. They're going to do a lot of the same things they usually try to do, and the reason that they stand at 9-1 is because they have done those things successfully. So that doesn't change, in a playoff matchup tonight. I said you can throw things out the windows. That's more statistics and all the other talk around that. But on the field, it's much of the same, and expect a big effort out of the Rebels tonight.
As our Moore's Pharmacy countdown to kickoff continues, Pillow 6-5 on the season. They played last week in the first round. They're the 9 seed in the bracket, and they went down to Central Hines, fell behind 2 scores late in that ball game, but they managed to rally. They got a go-ahead score with the final minute. I think it was about 30 seconds to go in the game. Drew Lamb, the quarterback, to Hayes Bennett, 35-yard pass in the final minute to pull the upset and get a chance to move on here into the quarterfinals. So I think Pillow's going to be plenty confident.
They sure are. It's been an up and down year for these guys, but you mentioned the history and just the culture that is so deeply ingrained in that football program, and pretty heavy laden roster with juniors and seniors, a lot of upperclassmen that lead the way for the Mustangs, and they're not going to go away quietly, to say the least. And so one of the keys for me is for Leake to put your foot on the gas and never take it off. Because, as you mentioned, you saw last week, no lead is really safe against this Pillow team.
And on the other side of the bracket, we'll be trying to watch Copiah hosting Bio Academy. Bio, the 5 seed, Copiah, the 4 seed. And so that should be a really interesting ball game. The winner of that game will play the winner of Leake and Pillow on our side of the bracket. The other side of the bracket, quarterfinals, Heritage hosting Starkville. Those are old familiar foes. Heritage beat Starkville earlier in the year. And then Oak Forest from Louisiana, they're hosting Simpson. That ought to be a real tussle as well. So there'll be a lot to keep our eyes on, and we'll give you tonight's Welch Forest Products weather and field report. It's 52 degrees. Feels a little bit cooler than that, though, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Feels plenty cool, and it's one of those nights where the chill gets you a little bit because it's humid. It's 87% humidity and just a slight breeze from the northeast, but just enough to keep things chilly, so plenty of hats and the thick jackets and the blankets are out here with a big crowd already at Thagard Field. We've already had senior night here, and the senior football players and cheerleaders have been honored. So because we were going to do that the last home game, that ended up being a forfeit from East Rankin, so that got moved to tonight. But Spirit Line forming over to our right by the Joe F. Shepherd Gym. Rebels are coming out of the locker room. Captains, the senior captains are coming out, and Pillows coming out as well. So that tells me we're going to get started really, really soon. And field conditions, walked down the field earlier. Ben, it's just perfect, perfect field. Not too hard, not too soft, and good-looking playing surface considering how late we are in the season.
Yeah, this is just what you ask for playoff football. A little chill in the air, great weather, no rain in the forecast, and lights are on, stands are full. It's time to play a little football, Phillip.
All right, the Pillow Mustangs taking the field on the opposite side. They have that Green Bay Packers look, that dark green and yellow helmets, white jerseys with dark green numbers, and the yellow pants with green and white stripes. The Rebels are in home Navy jerseys with the Navy helmets and LA decal on the sides, white numbers, gray pants. So it's all about to get started here. Pillow under first-year coach Jim Crowder. He had a nice little short run at Central Homes Christian before getting the job at Pillow. So he's, I'm sure it's hard to come in the midst of the COVID year and things, and any coach who's coming in has got to make a lot of adjustments early. And I guess it's not any easier for a 20th year head coach, 20th year head coach like Brian Pickens, who's used to how things roll, and you get into routines and you like the routines and use that to your advantage. But it's good that we're finally seem to be feeling like we're on the other side of a lot of that difficulty.
Yeah, that's right, and we've mentioned the up and down season, but credit to Pillow Academy for getting to this point with that strange year last year. And
you okay with open?
Coach Crowder in his first year, building off of that tradition that they have and utilizing the talent on that roster. And once you get to this point, anything can happen this is a good team that we're going to see on the football field against Leake tonight.
We'll talk about the starting lineups here. We'll go ahead and mention Ethan Dunn, senior linebacker, is not available. He's on crutches, ankle. He missed the game 2 weeks ago, and it's week to week with Ethan, but he is not dressed out, will not be playing tonight. For the offense, on the offensive line, right tackle Colton Burns, right guard Jared Sims, Carter Walsworth, sophomore at center, and at left guard Gunnar Scott, and then Rope Lovern playing at left tackle. Seniors there, Scott and Lovern across the front. And then we'll see at tight end Aiden Watkins, a junior. And we'll see Gavin White also at H-back and tight end. Gavin's a senior, was honored earlier. Ren Atkinson at quarterback, junior, 6'1", 150. Cannon Parks will probably get the first carries of the ball game at running back, 5'9", 175, senior. And the receivers, Levi Brown on the outside was the in-sports player of the game 2 weeks ago at Lamar with a couple of big touchdown catches in the first half. And then on the other side, Riley Myers, the junior, 6'3", 210, and Jake Brown at 6', 150, a junior. The specialist punter and kicker, senior Cole Arthur, 6'2", 170. Andrew Tate, a senior at long snapper, and the sophomore Seth Martin will be the holder. At defensive end, we mentioned Gunnar Scott, the senior, just a moment ago. Gavin White will see a lot of action at nose guard, as will, and we'll also see a good bit of Jake Adams at nose guard in the ball game. Rope Lovern will rotate in at defensive line as well. And then also Joseph Scott, senior, at 6', 290 at defensive end. Anchoring the linebacking core, the senior Nick Gamillion, 5'11", 190. Cade Marble at outside linebacker, 5'10", 185. Whit Welch should be at the other linebacker replacing Dunn. Junior Whit Welch, 5'11", 180. The corners will be Jake Brown, junior, 6', 150, and then senior Jackson Freeney, 6'1", 145. He was the other in-sports player of the game 2 weeks ago. And the safeties, we mentioned Riley Myers at free safety, and Bryce Watkins, the junior, 6'1", 160, had a whole bunch of tackles against the Lamar Raiders last week. Those are your Junction starting lineups presented by Prince Oil, and visit all those great locations of the Junction so you can put some Junction in your next function. Rebels have come off the Spirit line, and now they're on the near sideline. And we're going to step aside. When we come back, we're going to get you started here from Thagard Field in Madden as number 1 seeded Leake hosts number 9 seeded Pillow in the 5A state quarterfinals. Stay with us here on Boswell Media Sports.
Babe, you know you're not a spring chicken anymore.
And what's your point?
You know you'd fit in real well at QC Supply.
QC Supply already has a friendly and knowledgeable staff of professionals. Plus, they carry a variety of poultry equipment, parts for new houses, retrofits too.
See, you know all of that, but you still forgot the most important qualification.
And that would be?
You've always been a real chick magnet, and that'll make things easier on you.
How does chicks flocking to me make my life easier?
Because you can only go so fast with your walker.
QC Supply, your one-stop shop for everything poultry, located at 2633 Highway 35 South in Forest. Chick Magnet.
Achoo! Achoo! Bless you, Mama.
Thank you.
Mama, you know that yummy medicine Moore's Pharmacy made for me? I bet they can make you some too.
Well, let me just give them a call.
Moore's Pharmacy is your specialty pharmacy for compounding and compliance packaging. This makes it easier if you take several prescriptions. And be sure to download their RX Local app. This will make your wait time even shorter, if you can believe that. Moore's Pharmacy, your only local independent pharmacy in Carthage, Walnut Grove, Sebastopol, and Lena.
Bring in your pawn and leave with the money you need. Eastside Pawn and Gun has always been trustworthy and dependable. Come in today and look at all the new hunting rifles. We also have a great selection of electronics. Eastside Pawn and Gun has the absolute best prices around. And we're cheering on all area schools as you work hard and have a great football season. Eastside Pawn and Gun, Highway 16, Carthage.
Hello, Rebel fans. It's time for Kickoff. Moore's Pharmacy welcomes you to an exciting night of Friday night football. Moore's Pharmacy takes great pride in supporting Leake Academy Rebels, the perfect place to start your weekend. Okay, Rebels, let's kick it off.
Boswell Media Sports.
Back at Thackert Field, we've honored America with playing of the national anthem and getting ready to start this football game tonight. National anthem was well done by the quartet, wasn't it?
Sure was. Sounded good.
I told them if a couple of those guys missed it, you and I were next man up for that. So you always got to be ready.
Thankfully, that didn't happen, Philip.
Okay, quickly, Pillow will receive the opening kickoff, and Leake's going to kick it north to south, left to right. Quickly, we'll hit a few of these through the game, but Gilbert sent us some keys to the game. He says, bottom line, just like our friend Ben Milam said a minute ago, Leake's got to be physical from start to finish, and that Gilbert's look at the film says Pillow's going to run a versatile offense. They're going to run a lot of different personnel packages in and out, and they're going to depend on that counter play. But he says if the Rebels are smart and observant, they'll be able to get some hints sometimes of what's coming at them. And he says if we're physical enough on the defensive and offensive line, this is a team that the Rebels could wear down. So here we go, the Morris Pharmacy kickoff. Cole Arthur puts it into the air, and it's going to go over the head of the receiver about 9 yards back in the end zone. Appreciate Gilbert Barham giving us some keys to tonight's game. We'll make some reference to those along the way, and also, of course, we'll check what's happened in the first half when we get to our Wendy's halftime report. Pillow will put it into play, going right to left, and they'll expect Drew Lamb at quarterback, but as I mentioned, they've got a 2-quarterback system. In fact, looks like the other one is in. That's Nelson Hodges. Hodges at running back, and then looks like Lamb, the quarterback. From a shotgun set on first down, they'll toss it to the left side, trying to duck inside one tackler, but getting to the 20, and then stacked up there is Hodges, the running back. And Hodges gets 1 yard before, Joseph Scott, Gunnar Scott, and Jake Adams all get there to make the stop. About 5 or 6 Navy-clad Rebels there.
And those two Scots on the kind of bookends of the defensive line, that's who I'm looking at tonight. To control the line of scrimmage, get pressure on the quarterback, either one for Pillow. That's a big deal for Leake.
Second down 9, ball at the left hash. From under center, Lamb will go on play action. Going to throw it shallow right side, and it's off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Lane Harper, incomplete. He was going to him between the hash and the numbers on the right side. A little shallow pattern, but probably wouldn't have been much there. Rebels look like they had it well covered. Riley Myers was already closing in. 3rd and 9. First quarter of tonight's ball game presented by Carthage Veterinary Clinic. And there's an official timeout. Not sure what it's about. Okay, now that official timeout's over, and we reset things. 3rd and 9. Somehow the ball got moved from the left hash to the middle of the field. Don't know why. But from the shotgun, Lamb under pressure will throw it right side and just throw it away into his own sideline. As there's a flag back at about the 10-yard line where he threw the ball.
Also got one right at the 25, a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
But they had Gavin White and Joseph Scott closing in on him.
Gunnar Scott in there as well. It almost looked like one of those screen plays where you let him come through.
Yeah. I think they're going to get him for, I know there's going to be intentional grounding. And that's the penalty that the Rebels will accept, because that will put it way back. Let's see the official. Yeah, intentional grounding on Pillow, because that results in the loss of down. Now, I don't know about the other flag. The official hasn't picked up the other flag yet, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Dane Sanford will stand in the back of the end zone and punt it. Jake Brown and Whit Welch are standing back at around the 40-yard line in Pillow territory. So I guess that was the only flag. I guess both officials spotted the intentional grounding. officiating crew did not show up early, I'll put it that way. We were starting to wonder if we were going to have to ask people from the crowd to do it. Snap, back, kick away. It's a good kick. We'll drive Brown back to the 46. He'll come to the near side. 40 on the hash. 35 still on his feet. Flag comes in as he's stood up, put on his backside at the 27. But I think the Rebels are going to have to be back around the 45 after what I presume is going to be a penalty.
Yeah, it looked like an illegal block right at the 35-yard line.
And
I was just making that cut.
Just only three flags were thrown on that. So I have to admit I didn't see it, but I may have been the only one who didn't. That's a personal foul penalty. That will move it back to the 50. No, let's see, move it back to the 46.
Works just about like a fair catch would.
Yeah, that's right at the point where Jake made the catch.
Not hurt too bad by that penalty.
Still outstanding field position for the Rebels on their first offensive possession, scoreless ball game. We're about a minute and 15 seconds in. Cannon Parks, the running back, next to Red Atkinson, who takes a snap, bobbles it for a moment, and he's going to just take off over the left side, find a little seam, and go down on his side at the 41. So a pickup of 5 on a play that looked like it could have been a whole lot of trouble. Riley Myers comes out of the game, and Ben Jackson into the game at tight end. The Rebels avoided a problem there. Be second and a long 5. Three-man defensive front for Pillow. Handoff, second down. First down, there goes Parks, 15, 20, 15, driven outside around the 10-yard line. I think he's going to be out at the 9. He just turned the corner, and it was sealed off there, Ben. And Cannon Parks ran it down to the 9-yard line. It'll be first and goal, Rebels.
And that right side of the line doing a great job sealing the edge. That's exactly what they were trying to do. That first play after the fumbled snap, and that's what we're going to see the entire night, is just go right up the gut with Cannon Parks.
I was a little slow. They just caught a little glare there for a second as he turned the corner. First and goal. That was the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down. Ball in the right hash. They'll hand it to Parks. He comes around the left side, and he's going to coast into the end zone, and that's 6 for the Rebels. Cannon Parks, and the Rebels made it easy. That offensive line just were road graders on that drive, and the Rebels strike first.
Yeah. That was Aiden Watkins. Gunnar Scott out there sealing the edge on the left. Watkins leading the way. Untouched. Just about as easy as it gets for Cannon Parks.
Hold on. May see everything. The touchdown's good. It's going to be a dead ball, unsportsmanlike against the Rebels. And Coach Brian Pickens really unhappy about that. He's out at the numbers inside the 20-yard line and giving the official an earful from a distance. But the touchdown stands. Rebel touchdowns presented by Four Corners Steakhouse. And we'll get that penalty yardage assessed on the kickoff. So Cole Arthur will come on to kick the extra point. Kick up, away, good. 9:52 to go in the first quarter. Rebels 7 and the Pillow Mustangs nothing as Rebel football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
Kenny James Grill, where friends meet to eat, have an adult beverage, and have fun.
Enjoy their daily lunch special Tuesday through Saturday. Friday night, get ready to watch the best local football in town via live stream while you enjoy your favorite dinner with your favorite friends. And Saturday night, do it all over again with live entertainment for some serious excitement.
Kenny James Grill is the happening place to go, weekdays or weeknights.
Check them out.
KennyJamesGrill.com. Kenny James Grill, where friends meet to eat. Court Square, Carthage.
Buyers Furniture in downtown Philadelphia can make your kitchen dreams come true in 2021. Smart refrigerators, dishwashers, ranges, and microwaves make cooking easier and more fun than ever. GE makes large washer tubs and high RPM spinouts, so doing laundry with a new GE pair is faster than ever. Whether it's your kitchen or laundry room, Buyers Furniture and GE are your one-stop shop for all your appliance needs. Buyers Furniture, 319 Bird Avenue in downtown Philadelphia, serving you since 1953.
Boswell Media Sports.
The Morris Pharmacy kickoff coming up. Coach Brian Pickens still just really unhappy with this penalty. Dead ball after the touchdown. Cole Arthur will have to kick it off from the 25-yard line, and that should set up the Mustangs with good field position. But we'll see how, at least good relative what they probably were going to get, which would have been the 20.
Sure.
Let's be honest. But we'll see what the leg of Cole Arthur will bring to this and maybe alter the field position situation here. Rebels up 7-0, 9:52 to go first quarter. They went 46 yards in 3 plays, and that's and now the officials, Coach Pickens, still talking, but we'll give you a performance therapy reset here. 9-yard touchdown run from Cannon Parks. 3 plays, 46 yards. The Rebels took it in, and now the officials want Cole Arthur's pants pulled down below the knees. So the officiating crew making their presence felt in the early going.
Sure are. The men in stripes not making any friends early, especially in the home crowd.
They said, hey, we may have shown up kind of late, but we showed up. And they are showing out right now. And now Coach Pickens in a conversation near the hash on the 35 with 2 of the officials, but not the head man. And so that conversation still goes on.
I'd be interested to hear an explanation if it is having the knee pad over the knee. See a lot of guys out here that don't have it over the knee. So.
Yeah, I know that's a rule in junior college because I've seen they send players off the field for that. Of course, you don't want to send Cole Arthur off the field for a play, but Arthur's in compliance with the rule.
Got to pull that a little extra further for good measure.
Yeah. And the Rebels will kick it off from the 25, as I like to say. After all that, here we go. Here he comes, swings the leg, and he boots it end over end. Be taken at the 15, coming along the near side. Now back toward the middle goes Hodges, and he breaks through into the 40, 50. He's coming down the field, far side, outside the hash, and he's going to be brought down inside the 30. So the Rebels lost contain on there, coming straight up the middle. And now Pillows set up with outstanding field position inside their own 30. Ball at the 28-yard line, right hash, and Pillows set up in good position.
Yeah, they are. We've talked a lot about how much of a weapon Cole Arthur is, and you see right there, the kickoff team, maybe just not quite used to having to defend kickoffs.
Now an I formation with Hodges at quarterback and a fullback right behind him. They'll hand it straight off to the fullback, and he will plow ahead to about the 25 and get taken off his feet by Nick Gamillion. Picked up about 2. They'll mark it at the 36, almost the 35. We'll call it 2nd and 8. So Gamillion on the tackle, second. Call it 2nd and 7. Looks like they marked it now, kind of scooted a little closer to the 25. And again, I formation, wide out on each side. This time they'll fake to the fullback. Quarterback trying to keep it, but he stood up, and Rebels just pile him up right at the line of scrimmage. He'll get just on the other side of the 25-yard line, pick up about half a yard, and that's it. But the interior of that Rebel front just stood him up. Jake Adams making the lead contact there, but Gamillion, Welch, and 51, Jared Sims getting in there.
Yeah, Dane Sanford in that H-back spot trying to poke a hole in the Leake defensive line, but they were ready for it.
3rd down and 6 on play action. Throws it left side, and it's complete. Tackled right at the 20. Is going to be short of the first down. He found Drew Lamb out there, but good job by Riley Myers getting out there to make the tackle, and he's going to be about 2 yards short of the line to gain. Ball at just inside the 20, so they are in the red zone, but it's going to be 4th and 2, and looks like Pillow's going to roll the dice and go for it. They come to the line quickly with that I formation. Nelson Hodges at quarterback. Now he's going to do a hard count, look into the sideline, and the Mustangs will call timeout with 7:52 to go. We'll keep things right here. We wouldn't want you to miss a 4th down play when we come back, but there's the thing that Gilbert was telling us. There it is, the different quarterbacks, different formations. First series, it was Drew Lamb, junior at quarterback, and they run the sound of a shotgun set, spread set that you usually see. But here's Nelson Hodges, who was the running back in that set, now playing at quarterback, so he's going to be a threat to run.
It is, and the tough thing about that system, typically when you see 2 quarterbacks, one guy, you know what he's going to do, the other is going to do something different. But really, both of those guys can beat you with their legs or their arms, as we saw on the rollout there. And you saw Drew Lamb have a rush attempt as well, so you got to be on your toes really in all phases of the defense. So far, Leake's done a good job of staying off their heels and staying aggressive in the trenches. Big play here. Let's see what Pillow comes up with out of the timeout.
Leake 7, Pillow nothing. 7:52 first quarter. And a 4th and 2 for Pillow. Just inside. We'll call it the 19. We'll call it 4th and 1. They've got it just inside, about 1.5 to go, and they're back in that set. Dane Sanford is the fullback. They'll toss it to the running back, right side. Rebel stringing it out. Flag comes in as the running back gets the first down and is run out of bounds along the 14-yard line. But that looked like a hold. No, it's going to be a personal foul. And that signal is what? We've seen it
I missed the indication. He's doing it pretty quickly.
Yeah. So I guess is that that's not the blind side block, or is that the chop? That's not the chop block signal.
Not the chop block. It's up there under his chin. Almost looks like a hands to the face, but not quite that. We'll get an explanation up here in a second.
But the ball marched back to the 34-yard line, and now 4th and plenty. 4th and Twin Cities now for Pillow. And they'll line up with 4 wide receivers. And the quarterback Hodges in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Pressure coming. He's going to roll ahead and just throw it out incomplete along the 20-yard line, intended for Lamb. The Rebels secondary had it well covered, and it'll go over on downs to the Rebels with 7.5 to play in the first quarter.
All levels of the defense great there. Jared Sims, Joseph Scott getting pressure on Nelson Hodges, rather. Almost looked like he threw it past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's exactly what went through my mind at the time. I thought he may have been a step past the line of scrimmage. But as it is, either way, Leake has the football at the 34-yard line. Off the 34. Parks set to the right of Atkinson. Parks will get the carry left side, and he nearly broke it to the second level, but good job by Hodges to grab him around the waist and just ride him down along the 39, but there's a pickup of 5, maybe 6 on first down. Call it 5, and 2nd and 5 coming up.
Aiden Watkins leading the way again. They're going to follow him all night long.
Levi Brown splits out to the right. They'll have the 2 H-back set here. Parks on the left hip now of Atkinson. They'll take it, run it the other way. They got a big gain there last time. Here it is again, 45-50. Parks at the 40, along the numbers, and finally tripped up at the 35-yard line. 26 yards on that trot right there into Pillow territory. And, boy, they have ripped 2 big runs on Pillow on that just simple handoff right side, and they're getting it sealed off, getting that pulling guard out there, clearing the way. Last man who could have tripped him up did, Trey Schmitz. 1st and 10. Handoff Parks following Watkins at the 30, 25, 20. Gets hit and spilled just inside the 20 at the 19. So a gain of 16 on that run. And Ben, you spotted it right away following Aiden Watkins. And good things are happening in the first quarter.
That's right. He's making Cannon Park's job easy for him. How about 86 yards in your first 5 carries, Phillip?
Mighty
pretty
good.
efficient.
Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down, 2 of them on this drive.